Happy Women's History Month. We do this every single year, right? Put up posters with the elegant fonts, pick the safe names, the ones who've been gone long enough that their anger doesn't make us uncomfortable anymore. We hand out the awards for Women's History Month. We hold the luncheons and act like we're doing someone a favor by granting them 31 days of recognition, as if history was ours to give away in the first place. And let's all take a moment, because we just came out of Black History Month, and it's bad enough that we've whitewashed history to the point where we have to go out of our way to recognize Black people. But Black people are, 12% of the population? Women are half, 51% on a good day. And we have mansplained history to the point where we have to take a month to specifically acknowledge the contributions of half the population.
This doesn't make a lick of sense.
Even then, it's a lie. A comfortable, well-packaged lie, but a lie nonetheless. We talk about women's history like it's a separate wing of the building, like a special interest project. We act like men built the foundation, laid the brick, and wired the electricity, and every once in a while a woman walked in and hung a nice picture on the wall. That ain't how it went down. The bricks were held together by the labor we refused to pay for. The foundation was dug by women whose names we scrubbed off the blueprints. Every great man we worship in our textbooks was standing on the shoulders of a woman who was told to stay quiet so he could speak louder. We spent centuries taking their ideas and calling them discovery, taking their resilience and calling it duty, taking their silence and calling it consent. And now we want to be thanked for giving them a month, for acknowledging that, yes, actually, they were here the whole time. If you want to honor history, stop treating it like a memorial service for something that's over. It's happening right now. It's in the room where she's being talked over. It's in the lab where she's doing the work while he's getting the funding. It's in the home where she's holding the world together while we take credit for the gravity. Don't give them a month. Give them the microphone. And then have the courage to sit down and listen to the history they're making while we're busy pretending we're the ones in charge of the clock. Now, we're going to talk about the ones who carried the signs, the ones who flew the planes, the ones who refused to get up from the seat, and we should. But keep in mind, history isn't just the woman in the oil painting or the black and white photograph. History is the woman who taught her neighbor to read in secret because the law said her mind was a dangerous thing. It's the mother who worked 3 jobs so her daughter wouldn't have to work 1. It's the scientist whose name was left off the paper, the artist whose work was signed by her husband, and the millions of women whose history was simply survival. Because where would we be without it? They aren't just a contribution to the story. They are the story. Happy Women's History Month. To all of you.
Hey, welcome to Bad Science Sunday, where we take a comedic approach to debunking bad science over the internet. And, oh, you know what? Let's get the woman of the hour over here. Baron! Yay!
Hi. Hello, hello, hello.
Hey, Marin. For anybody who doesn't know who you are, what's the elevator pitch?
I'm Misinterpretations. That's my YouTube channel where I cover a lot about the Bible, but some about science and women in science and other things that I think are interesting. And this week, Tuesday evening, I have a live at 9:30, and Dr. Kip Davis is going to come talk about country folk versus city folk
In the Bible?
in the Bible.
Interesting.
Yep.
All right. Can't wait. So yeah, you are back and to help us finish out Women's History Month. Were you praised, worshipped, or acknowledged at all for your contributions as a woman this month?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, what?
She's like, what? I don't know.
You get it, right?
I don't know.
Yep.
I've seen a lot. I do like seeing a lot of women's history things going around on YouTube and on,
Yeah.
I don't know, the things like Facebook, not Twitter, Blue Sky and Threads are the ones that I usually frequent. But I think that this, we're, you know, under a certain presidency that has made a lot of cool things pale in comparison, and a lot of people are, yeah. So, yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, I did not go to the No Kings rally yesterday, but
I did go.
shout out to anyone who did.
I went. I went
Oh
with
my God, that's
yeah, my
cool.
daughter and I, we went. So yeah. So that was good. I actually, my daughter and I actually went to the women's march in, was it 2020? Yep,
Oh, in DC?
Mm,
in DC. Yeah,
Oh, that's
yeah.
cool.
yeah, that was cool.
Um, yeah, I went. There's one in Baltimore that I went to for 2 years. It was it 16 and 17, I think.
Oh yeah, that's
Or
right.
maybe it was 17 and 18.
It was
Yeah,
17. Yeah, yeah,
yes.
yeah,
Yeah, so I
2017.
went 17 and 18.
Yeah. Time is
2017 and
a
18.
construct. I
Isn't
don't.
it crazy?
Yeah.
Like that. And I'm looking at the calendar and I'm like, was that really 9 years ago? Like, that is so nuts.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know how that happened, but yeah.
Yeah, it has a way of just sneaking up on you, right?
Yeah,
But
definitely.
so you're back, and I threw a video at you, and then I didn't even realize it was like the wrong video.
It
I
took me 2 weeks or a week
I
to
actually did
figure it
have a
out.
different one that I wanted you to look at, but then you
Yeah.
did so much work that I'm like, oh no, this will definitely do. Where are
Hey,
we
hold
at?
on. You're saying that you had something worse lined up, Maya?
It-
Well, I would never say that.
No, you don't have to. I did. I pieced the whole thing that you just. I did. Oh my God, this is bad enough. Okay, we're gonna see why this is bad enough.
What is it?
This, I didn't even appreciate this title at first. The title of the video is "Entities Could Just Pass Right Through," in quotation marks, vertical bar, Billy Carson, parentheses, CERN spelled out with periods, portals and dimensions. Okay, so we've got stuff just passing through stuff. We've got Billy Carson, CERN, portals and dimensions. Um, Maya, why?
What? You love CERN.
Yeah, it's all right. Yeah. This is from our friends over at the Clarity Channel, who have 577,000 subscribers. This just seems like kind of one of those generic channels that somehow either gets the rights to stuff or doesn't care, and shovels out stuff. I don't know. I don't know. Like, is the guy who does the interview, is it from this channel? I don't know. It doesn't really come up.
So we've been. I know there was a big push to get a lot of these channels off of YouTube, and they seem to be springing back up. Where
I can
it's
believe it.
Yeah, where it's those channels that they say they're science,
Yeah,
but
but like you'll see.
yeah, we can't tell they've ever cracked a science book in any field.
Correct. The evidence seems to suggest not.
And it seems like their mode of operation at this channel is 10 minutes of somebody saying crazy stuff and then them summarizing and saying it again. The same crazy. I don't know. It's
Yeah,
kind of wild.
exactly. It's sort of, yeah. It's low
Oh
effort
yeah, that's what I was
without
going to say. I'm not
obviously having
altogether
AI.
sure it's not an AI.
Like
What do you call
it could
it?
be
Script.
filler. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it totally could be. But I think, I don't know. It doesn't. It could go either way. But this video came out a year ago, has 105,000 views. So
Yeah.
It
yeah,
does?
yeah, yeah. That's why I do the spiel for that reaction.
Jeez.
Yeah. All right. So there we go. I hope so too, Daryl.
So recently discovered something called X points around Earth. These are naturally occurring portals that open and close every single day. The theme is
Oh, were those around the sun?
Yeah, he's going to explain it more later. This is kind of like the intro.
They're portals to the sun.
Portals
Apparently.
to
Yeah.
the sun.
We did a
Oh,
whole show about
those.
this. that was titled, and unfortunately it had the NASA people actually using that language. Like, you had a person at NASA that said the sentence, "These are like magnetic portals to the sun," and I was like, why? You don't understand what we're dealing with out here.
Portals to the sun.
Learn to be a science communicator.
Yeah, it was bad. I was like, oh my God, that sounds like something that somebody may have actually fucked.
Yeah. You do it. There's only one way to take that. It's like when Obama said, "Yeah, there are aliens, but nobody's told me," and all they heard was, "Yeah, there are aliens," and taken out of context, you wouldn't understand that he was just pretty much saying he believes that there's other life out there, but we have no. Tons of videos. I can't tell you. Like, I know we just did one or two of them, but like, there's so many videos. Like, just Obama confirmed it. So it's just like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Satellite system discovered these portals a few years back. Some of them create direct pathways to the sun and even to other planets. It says we must stand.
I don't remember that bit.
No, they don't. He's going to say it again, but no.
Yeah,
they don't go to other planets, but
yeah, no.
They'll explain it more, kind of.
By the way, I would like to open and put on people's mind the question of where is he being interviewed? Just
it looks like a bar. It's a bar.
It's inconsistent, is what it is.
And in defense, until we can open the gate. Well, what gate are they talking about? I believe they're talking about the Stargate. When you go to CERN, right outside the front door is this gigantic picture of this Indian god that is standing inside of a portal, walking through. So I think
through this before it's happened. Like it. That's. Oh God, was it Shiva or what?
I'm like 99% sure that's Shiva. Yeah.
That's Shiva. Yeah.
And it's not Shiva dancing through a portal.
No.
It's
But it is a cosmic dance, though. That's the reason that India gave him that statue.
It's cool, yeah. I mean, it's like
cool.
CERN is it should be admired for the degree to which it represents an international cooperation on a massive scale, from people of all different nationalities and cultures, and so yeah, you're gonna have people putting in pieces of their art and culture. Like they, it doesn't all have to be like, oh, there's just wires all over the place. It's it can be a nice place.
kind of knew what they were going to be doing when they started this whole building and started this whole project, but they just kind of kept it low-key to the general public, and they only released tidbits of information as to what's going on. CERN is the LHC, the Large Hadron Collider.
The LHC is at CERN.
The largest machine in the world, located in Switzerland, and it uses this gigantic track with this underground tube that's connected, and they send atoms in opposite directions and speed them up to a percent.
They don't send atoms, they send protons and electrons. But they don't, the way CERN works, they can't accelerate neutral atoms.
Percentage of the speed of light.
But
because of magnets? Is it because of magnets?
It is because of magnets. It's because the magnets only work to bend the trajectory via the Lorentz force of charged particles and to make them go in a cyclotron motion, which is why that thing is called a cyclotron. Fun fact, the guy who invented the cyclotron had like a big beef with my grandfather.
Let them collide, and then they
analyze. Oh wait, was that because they were trying to get Donald Trump to time travel?
Possibly. They're going to bring up time travel. They're not going to bring up Trump, I don't think.
It's the collision to see what comes out of this collision between atoms, quarks, and muons, and everything else that they discover. But something.
So overall, though, what he just described is that CERN is a big, circle underground that smashes particles into each other to look at what comes out and to learn about physics. All of that is true. Sometimes these people
Yeah.
He said that. That came out of his mouth.
He says some things that are true. It's just
it's so annoying.
It is.
Something else they discover in the process is that they create microscopic black holes. So originally, a lot of people were getting.
There has never been any confirmation that that's actually happened. It has been hypothesized to be possible.
Possible.
Yes. But
So maybe like instead of drunk history, this is like drunk physics.
Right? I mean,
Yeah,
it's
and he's just sloshed and
like
saying nonsense because
because.
because
he makes money doing it.
he
Yeah,
does.
I mean,
It's sad. It's really sad.
I could make money.
But Left-Handed Jedi is back for 26 months.
Excuse me, are y'all with the cult?
All right, as an anti-mechanologist, and Jedi says, "Holy cow, 26 months! Huzzah! Thank you. Well, welcome back. Please enjoy your topical weasels, your nitties, and vaginas."
Hey, did you know that when I try to do a member chat, I can't actually do the chat? Like, I can only just like say, "Hey, I've been a member for however many months." It won't let me actually put a chat in.
Oh, that
Very annoying.
might be. How many months have you been?
I was gonna
Yeah,
say, I think you have to be there a number of months.
a lot, lots.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like, it should have been. I don't know how that works.
Yeah, I can't remember because I know
Other
there are
people with
times when I
fewer
can make.
months. No, other
Oh.
people with fewer months than me can put a chat in. I don't know. It's just like some weird.
Steven!
It's not fair. It's some weird YouTube thing.
Yeah.
Being scared about this because they were like, man, if you guys create a black hole here on Earth, will it suck the Earth in? I mean, kind of fair to assume like black holes are supposed to be pretty deadly things. Even light can't escape them. So why create one here on Earth?
Okay, that's a great question.
Microscopic. Did we say microscopic?
Microscopic. That doesn't solve the problem unless you also know that black holes evaporate, and they evaporate with a like they evaporate at a time scale that is inversely proportional to their mass. So small ones evaporate way more quickly, which also isn't that weird. So if you created a black hole out with this mass, and we know how much mass we could put into them because we know how much stuff we're accelerating and whacking into each other. It's on the order of like a couple protons, right? More because you have E equals mc squared. They're going real fast, but if you have a black hole like that, they would evaporate. Have we ever seen this actually in action? No. But one, I mean, we literally are so confident about it that thousands of physicists bet the fate of the world on it all the time, and we go to sleep like babies. And for the record, we don't have like a special like if Earth gets eaten by a black hole, we all dead too. So
Right. That's the point. Like, it's like
we are not worried about this.
It's like a pilot flying a plane. Like, oh well, they don't want to die. So
a good comparison for this is if you saw Oppenheimer, the movie Oppenheimer. You have this guy Teller come out, and he did a calculation that showed that there could be a chain reaction, and literally like the atmosphere could like undergo a nuclear chain reaction, which would kill everybody. And that really did happen. They really did do that calculation and really did have to take it seriously. And then they did the calculation more, and it categorically was impossible for effects that were not included in the original simpler version that you could just do, because that's how things work. Like you use a simple model to predict a thing, and then if that thing predicts that you might be about to destroy the entire world, you maybe take another look because you don't want to destroy the entire world.
yeah, most people don't.
Most people don't, and nobody in the Manhattan Project did. And my brother came up to me after.
It's got to be 1% of the population that might want to destroy the world.
Could be, but my brother came up to me afterward and told me he was legitimately like, "Is this like still a concern?" And I was like, "No. To be clear, no, this is not. We can rule this out from, very clear, understood physics and on several different levels. It's not a concern, but like until you think about it and rule it out, it
and
could
thankfully
potentially
they
be
did
one.
think about it. It was a concern, right?
What they're worried about here is that you create a black hole and then it starts oscillating through the Earth and just collecting matter, and eventually it collects enough matter that it would just suck everything in. The thing is, when you create the black hole, it's going to self-annihilate in under a nanosecond.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
But I
in
think
the
they think that black holes are just like these vacuums that, upon being created, immediately start trying to eat everything and grow bigger. Like it's, a horrible sci-fi movie.
Yeah, no, to steel man like the situation that they're afraid of, it's slower than that, because the thing is, a black hole with the mass of an atom is only gonna suck stuff in that hits exactly the center of that thing, because it's an atom. Okay, it's got the gravity of an atom. Okay, you would have you would have to.
inside, right? It's inside the collider, right?
Yeah,
If they create one, and the worst thing is going to happen is that the particles that are created by the might get taken into that black hole. I mean,
Yeah, well, that and the idea is that if it's created at a rest velocity because it's created by two beams going against each other, then you have a small black hole. And if we're just totally wrong and they don't evaporate, then it would start oscillating through the Earth, and eventually it would eat something and be a little bit bigger. And eventually, but it'd be like a neutrino. Like you'd have to go back and forth a lot of times, which is why they're like, the worry is that like we have done this and it just hasn't gotten big enough, because once it gets big enough to detect, like within a few hours, like everybody's dead. But this doesn't work on a number of levels. The fundamental like physics doesn't work. The products of this reaction, I think, are almost certainly going to have a very high velocity. So it's going to fly out. Like, yeah, it's going to be roughly net zero, but we're talking about relativistic particles. If it has a billionth of its speed in any or momentum in any direction, it's just zooming out of the solar system. So, anyway.
Excuse me, are y'all with the cult?
All right, and Dr. Kip Davis has been a anti-magnetologist for 17 months. Whoa, way to go. Welcome back to the cult. Please continue to enjoy your tapioca weasels, your nitties, and vaginas.
I do wonder
justice for Marin.
I wonder if the
Oh,
tear
right.
has an
I'm
effect.
sorry. Yes, Dr. Kip Davis, who's written no books, says, even I, a bookless son of a bitch, can stand a member chat. Justice for Marin.
Justice for Marin.
To the enormous power of the Large Hadron Collider, or LHC, researchers were able to recreate the conditions that occurred 1 billionth of a second after the universe formed. The purpose of the ALICE experiment, which uses heavy ions at the Large Hadron Collider, is to replicate conditions that
So these are atoms.
Okay.
existed
Exploding.
about 10 microseconds after the Big Bang, when the universe's
Is that
matter
what happens
consisted
to atoms? Hey, you shoot atoms for a living. Is that what they look like when they die?
That's a galaxy, Maya.
He said it's an atom.
Well, he's wrong. I don't know what to tell you.
entirely of extremely hot quarks and gluons. Since 2008, they have been recreating the Big Bang and experimenting
By the way, I just want to say, like, this is plausibly like what a room that actually runs these things would like look like. The reason I point that out is because later
hot quarks and gluons. Since 2008,
we're gonna see some AI renditions of LHC control
Mad
rooms.
scientists like feverishly recreating the Big Bang in a lab.
Yeah. And instead of it just being screens everywhere with chairs and desks, which is legitimately how it would work, right? The thing's in another. It's not only in another room; it's underground, and you're not allowed to go near it while it's operating.
Interesting.
There are some radiation concerns. Also, if you have the helium like pop, if you're in that tunnel, you're dead. Like it could legitimately.
I assume there'd be like one or two people that needed to be near it, but okay. If you say no, I believe you.
When it's running, I think literally everybody is out of the tunnel. I think.
Fair.
Yeah.
Oh,
They have
wait a
been-
minute.
Excuse me, are y'all with the cult?
Prixie Purple has been an anti-magnetologist for 11 months. That's almost a year. And Prixie Purple says, justice for Marin. Ah.
Yeah. I feel so special now.
You have a lot of people that
I was
are like
feeling
rallying.
left
A lot,
out.
lot of love in the chat.
Yeah, thank you guys, because I was feeling so down about it.
Recreating the Big Bang and experiments at the LHC. However, in July 2022, they conducted their most ambitious endeavor to date. Though there have been rumors that they were trying to open a portal to an alternate dimension, the official
And rumors from people like you and Billy Carson.
That's it.
Oh, see, Miranda gets it. An astrophysicist would definitely be able to recognize a galaxy when they saw it.
Which astrophysicist? Who? Where? I don't see one. Where's
I don't
'Cause
know. I think
Fandy's not an
people-
astrophysicist.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
But I mean, he recognizes galaxies, so I mean,
He knows about some of it. Like maybe you took a class, right?
maybe he's cosplaying
also,
as
do
an
you got-
atomic physicist.
Do you guys not know what a galaxy looks like?
All
that-
of them.
Now he's shaming us all.
Yeah. I'm just saying, like, if he recognizes a galaxy, therefore he's an astrophysicist. Like,
I can't even recognize my own galaxy. Apparently, I had no idea that the Milky Way was misshapen, and we don't know why.
I don't think. Well, okay, I don't know what that means.
Neither do we.
What shape is it supposed to be? Is it like
I guess
supposed to have a
it's supposed to be
specific
flat,
shape?
but like it like curves up or something. It's like it's
Probably got-
it's curvier.
probably-
And
It probably got hit by another galaxy. Who knows? Like,
well, I know that's like been speculated. It would have to be comparable size, I'd imagine. Like the galaxies, I know that there are a couple of galaxies, but they're really small, and we can tell that we ate them because, like, just the way that.
digestive system of the Milky Way works. Yeah.
Yes, also, but also, stars don't usually trail away from the galaxy; they kind of stay in formation.
Yeah.
So if you galaxy here and then you have like stars just
Like a
kind
big
of
ass
doing
star
this, yeah, you would assume that there's a merger at some point in time.
All right. Listen,
But
I just want to say
does-
that. I just want to say, based off of the explanations of astrophysics so far by the panel, Maya's clearly the astrophysicist here.
I'll be that. I don't know
yeah.
if anybody will be happy with that designation, but I'll wear it.
War.
Ha.
purpose of their experiment was to learn more about the Higgs boson and how particles interact with one another.
That sounds
CERN's
plausible.
control room was flooded with reports from scientists
I don't know what this is. This is like unclear to me. Like, I don't know where this is from because I don't. This kind of looks like you ever watch rocket launches from SpaceX? They really do kind of look like this. They have people in different rooms with, again, computers, which is why it's like plausible. And then they have like a little graphic at the bottom showing like the stages of the launch. So like this could be real, but it definitely wasn't because they decided on July 7th of 2022 to like destroy the world.
So are they saying they tried and failed?
No, not all of them. Some of them are saying they tried and succeeded.
Oh,
yeah.
That we get there.
okay.
It's
because of
worldwide
black
that something
holes.
had gone
Just
wrong on the
wait.
fateful day of the experiment. It was said that an unexplainable strange energy
was
had been
said.
released after the experiment. This energy is now referred to as the portal incident.
It's like the noodle incident from Calvin and Hobbes.
Is that
We never
anything
get any more
like the
details.
weasel incident?
Every time you see me, it's a weasel incident.
But it was said, like, by whom? Right? I mean, like,
Right?
right.
We need to add those. Like,
Hey.
we've got citation needed. We also need the by whom
Right.
Wikipedia like
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah. Like all these scientists were calling in and said, something happened. I don't think that's true.
That's not how that works. Like, what would they? What happened? What are they detecting? None of this makes any sense. That's not how we do science.
The Earth's geomagnetic field, which is essential for shielding us from the sun's radiation, became weakened for more than 14 hours during the experiment. Solar wind was able to pass through a big hole that had been created by the experiment that was conducted at CERN, resulting in a significant shift in the electrical grid that was used all over the world.
All of
But
that is
nobody
bullshit.
knew about it?
That is not true. None of that is true.
It's possible that there was a weakening, possibly near July 7th of 2022, of geomagnetic storms happen. Like solar storms, not... geomagnetic storm...
And
You get periods of weakening, and then when the sun throws a lot of shit at us, it can cause issues. This is not new.
Yeah.
And we're still trucking along.
so, I want to look that up. I want to know if there was a sunstorm
On that day,
on that day. Yeah.
I did not look it up. I would not be I would not be surprised if there was, other than I would be surprised because that
What year?
suggests 2022, July 7th, 2022. If there were outages that were blamed on, or if there were reports of auroras at very southern latitudes, that's pretty much a very good diagnostic for something like this. But like that, it's
Okay,
2026. It's after
it's 2022, yeah.
You can just make the pattern.
So in 2022, the sun experienced increased activity as part of solar cycle 25, producing multiple X-class solar flares. The most intense type, X-class, which is the most intense type, and significant coronal mass ejections. Notable events include a major flare on Easter Sunday, which was April 17th, and a February storm that caused 38 SpaceX satellites to deorbit. Goddamn. I don't see anything for June or July. The latest one was May 10th, when NASA's Solar Dynamics Observatory captured an X 1.5 class flare.
I was trying so hard to give them a way they could be right, but you had to look it up, Maya.
I mean, NASA equals CERN. And, May is close to July.
All words that have 4 letters in them are the same.
Yeah, that tracks.
This impacted the global LHC computing grid, which powers more than 500,000 CPUs in 200 data centers.
I don't know if this is a thing.
I
There, you do need a grid to like distribute, but most of the difficulty with collecting data from CERN happens on site because these detectors need to be able to read in like information like at the speed of light of fucking like electrons and shit hitting them, put that information into a wire, send that somewhere, be ready to receive the next one as soon as possible so you don't miss a particle, and somewhere that all has to get written onto a disk if it's important, and then you have to like figure out how to distribute it to people and analyze it. It's a lot of data. An enormous amount of effort goes into trying to get rid of the vast majority of it that is uninteresting and doesn't matter. But there's not like this master grid that's like unified working together. What they mean is there's some people that have a server in their office. That's what they mean.
Hello,
Worldwide,
motherfucker.
the Earth
I just saw that we had a Skeptic Haven raid about a minute ago. Skeptic Haven, welcome. Great stream today, and thank you for sharing your your community with us. I'll get it together one day, I swear.
I won't.
Earth's geomagnetic field is essential for the preservation of life on Earth, as it shields us from solar radiation, cosmic radiation, and other spaceborne hazards. Even though the incident was short-lived,
By the way, they didn't even talk about the fact that they totally just showed one of those portals forming, the portals to the sun. They really don't address that much more in the video. Like, they address it some, but
lived, and the global electrical system returned to normal in a matter of hours, nobody is certain of what happened during that period.
In my opinion, again, this is nothing that I've read, but my hypothesis is that part of the work
Okay.
going on at CERN
My opinion, my hypothesis. I didn't read it anywhere. I'm just making this shit up. Okay, sorry.
he's pulling it
Been
right
here
out of his
before.
mouth.
is to learn how to create. Again, this is nothing that I've read, but my hypothesis is that part of the work going on at CERN is to learn how to create stable wormholes. What Einstein and Rosen called an Einstein-Rosen bridge, where you take space and you fold it and make a hole, punch a hole in between to make a connection, a shortcut through space-time.
Danny, you seem stressed.
Okay, so his explanation of wormholes being Einstein-Rosen bridges and
Oh, wait a
the
minute.
analogy that he used.
That sounds familiar. Didn't you do your thesis or dissertation on something like that?
I did my dissertation on implosions in Bose-Einstein condensates. He's talking about
okay, never mind.
Einstein-Rosen bridges.
Sorry.
Yeah. Fair point, though. Bose, Rosen, I mean, they've got the O's sort of thing. It doesn't matter. When he does the thing where he puts a pencil through the piece of paper, like I got some paper. I can do it. And you just
Everybody knows how wormholes.
We all know how to do that's how wormholes work in paper.
Yeah,
you
go to the big ball in the sky, by Jupiter or whatever, and then you go through a black hole. You tell your kid the secrets of the universe, and she becomes famous, and then you fuck off to marry a movie star. That's how wormholes work.
That it is known. So they are not trying to create wormholes, and they're certainly not trying to stabilize them. He will repeat this point that the creation of a wormhole is not necessarily the problematic part. It's the stabilization and making it big enough and stable enough to send stuff through. That's true. All of this is crazy hyper theoretical in the sense that we don't have anything where anybody is trying to make a wormhole. Okay, we don't know how to do that. We know how the math could lead to something like that, but we don't know how to do anything with our machines to make that math happen. So,
What I don't get is way below ground, they're sending tiny little particles, through this big old machine and hitting particles together.
Yeah, fucking.
How does that make a wormhole out in the galaxy somewhere so you can go to Jupiter? I
thought we were
aliens.
So is he saying the wormholes are the portals to the sun?
They're not really saying anything. The most concrete place where we have a wormhole between two locations is going to end up being on two different continents. Yeah.
And so it could be learning or trying to experiment.
Okay, so again, where is this interview taking place?
Either by accident or on purpose. How to create
it does kind of look like the drunk history background.
Okay, what is in that picture is my question.
It's
like an Eagle Man or something.
No, it's an AI rendition of a background stormtrooper wearing with a
cloak.
Yeah,
it looks like an Eagle Man.
Honestly, most of the stuff in the background looks like AI artifacts that can't be actually explained except for the lamp. But what is any of this? All of that looks like AI, not actually objects, right?
Yeah, I mean, because you can do that now. Like, maybe he's sitting in front of a green screen, and then this is like a filter. Like, they said, AI, hey, chat bot, I need a snooty background that somebody who thinks they're smart would sit in.
I mean, I think I'm smart, and my standards.
But you're not an AI chatbot.
How do you know?
It would explain a lot.
Weasels in a trench coat.
Take one and hold it open. The biggest thing is holding it open.
Hold on. Let's backtrack. Yeah. I'm slow. So, I don't have a degree in astrophysics, and I don't have anything from MIT or Harvard. So you're taking.
Neither does Billy. None of those things.
Do we know who that guy is?
I'm pretty sure this is one of the characters from Tiger King. The one that never wore the suit, the shirt, and always had his tattoos. One of What's his name's husbands, right?
Yeah. I can't remember.
Joe
the name.
Exotic. There we go.
You're talking about folding space
Yeah.
and creating a hole through it. So
Right. You take a piece of paper,
Dr. Greer kind of showed me this, I
you
think.
just bend it like this.
Bend it like this.
If you had a pencil, you could poke a hole right through. So you can go from point A to point B instead of traveling
That exact demonstration has been done in like a bajillion TV shows and movies. It's
over the length of the.
grade.
Huh?
I did it in the 5th grade.
Yeah, it's very common. Like this is the canonical like demonstration that you do to show the thing.
That sheet of paper to get from point A to point B, you now just arrive at point B almost instantaneously. And Einstein and another professor, another theoretical physicist named Rosen, they call it the Einstein-Rosen bridge.
I doubt that they called it the Einstein-Rosen bridge. That's not normally how that works, right? Normally somebody else calls it that, and then like if you start calling it that, it's like 15 years later when it's like, oh well, I'm allowed to call it that now because that's the name everybody uses for it. So
Yeah.
Yeah, it's how our country got its name, which is funny.
but
Was a theoretical name for this type of hypothesis on how to create a wormhole, or what a wormhole would be, how it would operate, how it would work. The biggest problem that we have
Hey
is
guys, so the chat knows who this guy is. The interviewer is podcaster Sean Ryan. He recently had Dead Sea Scrolls expert West Huff on to talk about.
I hope
If
you were
anybody
able
would
to
know
learn
who
it.
that is, it would be Kip.
Yeah.
Okay.
I hope-
I have to tell you what happened to me at the dentist this week.
Sure.
I can't stand the dentist, so I had my headphones in, and it was just a cleaning. That's all it was, but it drives me nuts. And so I was listening. I was listening to the Nada book on audio. This Nada book.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah,
You have that. You bought it twice?
I did.
I think I might have.
Girl,
Didn't you?
obviously.
I don't know if I actually.
So I'm listening to this book, and the dentist comes in, and this is a dentist's office that has like Bible verse, up and stuff. And he asked me what I'm listening to, and I'm like, I'm listening to a book, and he's like, oh, what's it about? And I'm like,
well.
I know. I'm like, why are you asking me this? And I'm like, it's
Bible.
it's about the Hebrew Bible. and he said, oh, who's that? And I said, it's Kip Davis. He's a Dead Sea Scrolls scholar and a scholar of the Hebrew Bible. And he's like, oh, okay. I was thinking maybe it was that guy. What's that guy's name who's also a Dead Sea Scrolls?
You say
Who?
West.
And I said, Wes Huff? And he goes,
Oh my
yeah,
God.
Wes Huff.
You said
My
Wes.
dentist asked me if I was, I knew Wes Huff.
Dentist follows West Huff.
Yes.
My God.
That's wild. Anyway, yeah, that was like, oh, and then he said, I'm like, stop asking me this stuff. Then he says, well, yeah. What do you think about him? And I'm like,
About West Huff?
yeah, but Wes Huff, yes. And I go,
I need a new dentist.
I said, well,
I was like, I don't know if that's feasible, but like, maybe you
know.
don't have him working on your body.
he said, so what do you think about him? And I'm like, well, he hasn't finished his education yet. I didn't know what to say. He goes, oh, yeah. He just laughed when I said that.
Yeah, I don't know that like somebody,
Oh, man,
like somebody who had to work on
Sorry,
me, like
Kip.
who was responsible for my health. I'm like, I've heard of it. Moving on. But that is so crazy.
I would either immediately sell out and be like, oh yeah, and just like be, nice, everything they say is right because they're about to put sharp objects, possibly a drill in my mouth.
He's been my dentist
Or-
for 15 years old.
Or I would be honest because sometimes I'm honest. Most of the time, in fact, I'm honest. And then I would be like, I'm going to have a new dentist. But I would still let them put a drill in my mouth, and that's why I don't think I would survive in an apocalypse situation.
I can't have a dentist around here that's not
Yeah.
maybe a little bit evangelical, though, so I don't know.
Hello, motherfucker.
I want to thank the in time Nick Suter for coming by. Thank you so much, Nick. For I hope you had a good stream, and thank you for sharing your community with us. And yeah, if anybody wants, if any of the mods would like to drop a link to Skeptic Haven, I cannot talk today. God, Skeptic Haven, and or the In Time channel. Everybody should like and subscribe. They're awesome channels.
It's not creating the wormhole now because we can create them.
No, we can't. To be clear, no, we can't. If we can create wormholes, and we have accepted in the scientific literature that we have created wormholes, this is one of those things that would have a Nobel Prize promptly. Yeah. Like very promptly. Like when we observed gravitational waves, the next Nobel Prize was the gravitational waves Nobel Prize. There are certain things that are prompt like that. Making a fucking wormhole would be one of those things.
Yeah.
One would think. But apparently they just do it all the time at CERN.
I guess.
But how do you keep it open? How do you make it stable for something to pass through without collapsing?
You just do whatever you did to keep your mind so fucking open, okay? Like your brain clearly fell out a long time ago. Maybe we just need that same crazy opening power.
Now, NASA recently discovered something called X points around Earth and also around the sun. These are naturally occurring portals that open and close every single day all around the outside of our planet. The theme is...
Unfortunately, this is kind of true.
I hate the word portal. I wouldn't use the word portal.
No, yeah, we did this before, and I don't know if anybody remembers. If you could explain what you mean by portal, because it was not what Billy is insinuating by portal.
What they mean is that there is a pathway along which the magnetic field lines allow particles to escape from the Earth's magnetosphere dynamics. So what an X point is, did they show it decently well here? Hold on. Okay, we're at 520 because they actually show this best in the first few seconds. Oh, let me mute it of the video. This is an X point. So this is the magnetosphere, right? Mm-hmm. And so you've got magnetic field lines that are going out here. And then out here, it's really far away from Earth. You've just got like the magnetic field like of the sun, basically. And the solar wind. It's really like of the solar wind, like whatever, the chunks of particles that were thrown out. So that is like a kind of a straight sheet. And then here we've got these loops. And the thing about they never cross, but they'll merge and then they'll pinch off. So a thing that would normally complete a full circuit around, now it sort of hits these lines out here and it'll pinch off in an X point. And right here, you will have transverse to that, you'll have a sort of tube that's coming out of the page a little bit, and where it's also happening, because all of this is happening in 3 dimensions. And that is an area that has a magnetic field profile that allows charged particles to escape in physics that is very similar to how charged particles can sort of file down and go down and show up at the poles as auroras. Mm-hmm. So there are portals in that they are pathways that happen to have, fields that let particles go, really far.
Billy said that they get us to and from the sun.
Billy's a fucking liar and an asshole.
But the particles do come right from the sun, right? So there's instead of the magnetosphere protecting Earth, there's these little spots where it's actually a tunnel to Earth where these particles can
Yeah, I would say
in.
generally what you're going to have is you're going to have them escaping through here because you're
Oh.
you'll have the Earth, and the Earth has this thing and particles hit it, and there's magnetic fields, so they go around in circles and just kind of like stay there roughly, sort of, and then they hit these X points, and then they can like sort of spiral and leak out.
Gotcha. Okay.
It's kind of like how they can sort of spiral along, and they're always, sort of going perpendicularly and in spirals around the line, and that's why they end up at the poles.
Right hand rule or left hand
Yeah,
rule?
the magnetic field is actually strongest. I think that's true. At the poles, the directionality matters a lot because the way that charged particles interact with magnetic fields and electric fields is intrinsically a three-dimensional like vector situation. I mean, intrinsically it's a four-dimensional thing. Intrinsically you can express it all with a single electromagnetic field tensor in four-dimensional space-time. But yeah.
So the audience would like to know if what you're actually saying is that we live on a magnet.
Yes, we do live on a magnet.
We do.
Yeah, we do. I don't.
And other people are saying, or hearing you say that we can now teleport.
That is what Billy is saying, not us. Yes. We don't know why he's saying that, though.
Oh, right. I muted it.
Finally.
All around the outside of our planet. The Themis satellite system discovered these portals a few years back, and I've been analyzing and watching them. Some of them create direct pathways.
They didn't discover them. They knew about them, and they sent this satellite out to study them. That's what. You don't just throw a satellite to a specific point in space with this weird orbit that takes it to this very, kind of specific altitude, which is where this pinching off of the field happens. I never said I don't believe in them. I don't respect them.
He's against them.
I'm against them morally. I acknowledge their existence, but I don't have to like it. I also acknowledge the existence of suffering generally.
But I'm against it. So it sounded like he said FEMA satellites, but that's not what. Is that?
I don't know what he said.
I couldn't understand what he said.
Famous.
Famous.
I'm here. We can go back.
Portals that open and close every single day, all around the outside of our planet. The Themis satellite system discovered these portals a few years.
No, that's FEMA.
I don't know. It's weird. Okay, I don't know.
I mean, it could be called FEMA. Like you can have multiple.
Yeah.
Different meanings of FEMA, right?
Years back, and I've been analyzing and watching them. Some of them create direct pathways to the sun and even to other planets in our solar system.
No.
I don't.
No. Not to other planets. Not to other planets.
Yeah, no. And also, not really even to the sun in a way that matters for all but the most, weirdly specific physics papers. Okay?
It's just that the sun's... what'd you say? Oh, what's the red stuff? No.
A solar wind.
The solar wind.
All of it's together. All
of it. Okay,
moving charged particles make magnetic fields.
Yes.
And magnetic fields bend the trajectory of moving charged particles. It's a whole clusterfuck of three-dimensional vector math.
So these are called X points. They exist all around the outside of our planet. They're where magnetic diffusion points hit and cross, like our magnetic fields hit and cross in some way, combining.
That's not terribly wrong.
That crossing with electromagnetic fields.
Swirly things that doesn't.
Those were the paths actually of particles. This actually is. He didn't make this graphic. He stole this graphic from somewhere where it's actually trying to do some. This also looks like AI, but it looks like AI that's trying to represent how particles move in the vicinity of magnetic field lines.
Oh, gotcha. Because they're okay. I gotcha.
When a particle is moving transverse to a charged particle is moving transverse to a magnetic field line, it experiences a force sideways according to the right-hand rule, the Lorentz force, but the component that's moving along it is unchanged, which is why if you're just moving along it, which is why you follow them, but you stick around, and so you go woo, and most of them, they kind of go back and forth spiraling like this, and it's you can build traps like this in a laboratory. God, I can't remember what it's called, but like there Z pinch. No, that's a different. Yeah, it's a thing. It's a real thing.
I like.
Annoyingly, like they are annoyingly like right about physics when they steal stuff, and also when he's like reading from a postcard.
I love that. I love. Is it Bragwin's comment?
Yeah,
Fucking confetti horn Taurus.
Cross, like our magnetic fields hitting cross. In some way, combining that crossing of electromagnetic fields with charged particles from the sun opens up a portal. So portals naturally can occur in nature. You don't have to make them artificially. So that's pretty interesting. All we have to do now is learn how to harness that power, and we can travel through space, and we can go great distances without having to put ourselves in hibernation pods and things like that.
No, bro, the word portal is being used because it allows the transportation of little charged particles. They shouldn't have used it because they don't know what we're dealing with on the internet. I already said that.
But now what's interesting is, you look at some of the pyramid structures and also read the ancient texts. If you go to one of the Sumerian tablets, they talk about having something called a Du-Ran key. It was.
Okay, so I don't know how this follows. Also,
Like,
he's about to say a bunch of words, and yeah, I just feel like the odds of him saying these all correctly are very low. The odds of him understanding what they mean are even lower. Yeah.
Called a bond heaven earth. And Enlil talks about walking from his home world directly to earth and walking from earth directly back to his home world, bypassing even getting in a spaceship. You go fast forward a little bit more, the ancient Egyptians talk about something called a Jed pillar Ankh. They have a Jed connected to the inside of Ankh. People think the Ankh was like for decoration or represented rebirth and the womb of a woman and all that. It kind of did. Nowadays, it's just.
How would you know?
Decoration like jewelry. But it also represented something more technological in the ancient times. When you go to the super ancient texts, you discover that that Ankh and that Jed were a oscillator that would resonate to the atomic frequency of the owner.
Well, we don't have any Egyptologists here. I don't see Deviant in the chat. She's probably in bed.
What's your frequency, baby?
I wonder if she would co-sign.
I am willing to bet my life that she would not. And God, maybe if I lose the bet, I won't have to finish the video.
There, Kip says Enlil's home world was Earth, dumbass. He said, so he's just got a portal from one side to the other, just like what Tab said. Yeah, from one continent to another.
Oh, we haven't gone there yet.
Okay. The now disgraced Egyptologist.
Yeah.
That was the code programmed into the actual Ankh.
By the way, your body has more than one atom in it, okay? And atoms have multiple like frequencies that are going. Oftentimes, like you can reduce it to a 2-level system, but like I know what that means. He is light years away from knowing what that means.
Actual portal that they would walk through to travel wherever they were going, it would only let you walk through it if your frequency was programmed into the portal. That was your key. Without walking through with that, you would be obliterated.
Because of the technology. Because of that ancient technology. Just making all this up.
Frequency. He's talking about frequency. It's your key to the portal.
Yeah, because your little piece of your little amulet is in tune to your. That's your key, right? Because it's
you have to resonate at the same vibration as the portal. Otherwise, you can't get to through it.
Correct.
What?
Because he said so. I don't know.
That's how they kept people from just getting into these portals. Only the elite of the elite had access to these portals to travel all around the world. There's one in Mexico.
You know, I'm not going to lie. Non-existence is a great strategy for keeping people away from your portals. I keep people away from my portals by not allowing my portals to exist.
In Tula, Mexico, where Thoth the Atlantean, who came from Africa over there, he would stand there, and this looks like an indention in the wall, and he would literally walk through it, and he would reappear somewhere else in the world, and he would come back from time to time and so forth. But again, he would have the Jed Pillar Ankh in his hand.
Sounds like reliable narration of historical fact.
Yeah. Then you look at Bosnia in Europe. There's a pyramid there called the Pyramid of the Sun. Just like there's one in Mexico called the Pyramid of the Sun. There's one in Bosnia called the Pyramid of the Sun. It's massive. In this valley, there's like 5 massive pyramids, all covered with brush and trees and debris.
I don't think I actually made this a bingo square, but I wanted to make this a bingo square. Hills do not equal pyramid. Hill, pyramid. Hill, pyramid.
But these are not pyramids. Just so you know, they are not pyramids.
I mean, looking at it, it could be a pyramid, like geometrically, but that doesn't mean it was intentionally built as a pyramid. Pyramid is a shape. It is a shape. And it turns out that you can get shapes.
That's right. It's a grifty tourist trap. It is. Go watch Mini Minute Man. He's got some stuff on that.
I was going to say, did we do a show on this one? But no, it was Mini Minute Man. He did like a whole 40-minute episode on this.
Because he's a grifter. Like the businessman said, "Oh, hey, this looks like a pyramid. Let's strip it naked and see that. Oh, yeah, it's just sedimentary rock."
Yeah. Well, Salt of the Red Earth is dropping deuces in the chat, and they say, "I have been missing you, godless creatures. We've been missing you too, you godless creature."
I misread it. I thought it said goddess creatures. I'm like, yeah.
I mean, it should have, but yeah.
Volcanolostos.
They started digging this thing out. They said, oh my God, these are solid stone blocks. There's tunnels underneath that are connecting the pyramids. The same exact tunnels that are in Teotihuacan in Mexico, connecting the pyramid structures there.
Okay, so that is a claim that if you walk in the tunnels of Bosnia, you can walk through the tunnels, and it's the exact same tunnels, so you can come out at the pyramid in Mexico. That is the wormhole I'm talking about. Okay, he thinks that we already have a functioning wormhole between Bosnia and Mexico, and
you know what? They're caves. They're just caves.
That's
right. I mean, the ones in Mexico might be actual tunnels. I don't know, but
might be okay.
Well, because they're like he's talking about the Pyramid of the Sun. Like that is
that was actually made.
Thing,
yes,
so,
yeah. These are hills with caves. That's what these are.
But inside of this one tunnel, they found this gigantic crystal. It's called the K2 megalith.
I mean,
it is.
Okay, so
it's true. That's what it's called.
It's probably mostly crystalline. It mostly looks like congealed snot. I'm just saying.
Yeah. You know. It's
and on it is written in runes, an ancient writing.
Runes and ancient writing. Is that I love that.
It says, we must stand in defense until we can open the gate.
That has to be absolutely, totally made up.
It's got, well, okay, I really hope so, because did they not have any appreciation for grammar in ancient times? Like, this is grammatically incorrect in at least 2 ways. We must stand and defense. And defense, okay? Defense.
Maybe he meant in. Must stand in
defense. In defense or stand and defend. Either of those would work. Okay?
It's Billy Carson's own translation.
Yeah, until we get open the gate. I think that second clause is also not great, personally, but it's, I guess, better.
Until we get open the... Yeah, runes in Bosnia.
Yeah. In ancient writing.
Oh, and Billy knows how to translate them.
Yeah, probably because I'm pretty sure this bottle of brown liquor is more empty than it was in an earlier scene.
That's why he's making. I didn't realize outright lying was a bingo square. That's awesome because that's.
Oh my God.
I just said.
Like,
I love that.
it's one of the best.
Well, what gate are they talking about? I believe they're talking about the Stargate to get from wherever they were to get out of this war. There was a war
So I'm pretty sure I fucked up and didn't make Stargate a bingo square, even though we would have called it like 5 times already. Sorry.
going on. Again, that second pyramid war I told you about, it was a global war. It wasn't only global, it was interplanetary as well because it went to the moon and also to Mars. But
Okay,
the evidence
hold
of
on,
it
hold
is
on. I do not know of what he speaks. The pyramid war, the global pyramid. Is this something
So
that makes?
I think this is about Thoth. I think this is about
Who is Thoth?
like Thoth. Okay, so you need to listen.
The Atlantean?
Yeah. You need to listen to our friend Jordan. Okay,
Yeah.
Jordan, from the highly respected academic source that is Spirit Science, has done a lot of work on Thoth, the Anunnaki,
Okay.
and Melchizedek.
Okay. I haven't caught up on all of your episodes.
It's
So.
the space Hebrews in Atlantis.
Okay.
available in scientific data.
It could be worse. It could be Yakub, the big head guy.
But this K2 megalith, this gigantic crystal, it has something to do with activating the portal at this Pyramid of the Sun in Bosnia, which at some point they were defending it and trying to thwart some people from getting access to it until they can get it activated so they can walk through themselves.
Do you have a citation for any of this?
Okay. I believe right-handed Sith though, because the runes are actually Reformed Egyptian.
That's legitimate.
Yeah, and if you are Latter-day Saint, you know exactly what that means.
I mean, too bad
And-
the only translator is gone.
Yeah.
Too bad he fell out of a window while he was in jail, getting
Yeah.
attacked by a mob.
Yep.
This is well documented. The K2 megalith, gigantic
It's not.
crystal. So CERN, in my opinion, is researching and learning about technologies that already existed. Again, we're just rediscovering everything. When you go to CERN, right outside the front door is this gigantic picture of this Indian god that is standing inside of a portal,
Goddess.
walking through. So I think they kind of knew what they were going to be doing when they started this whole building and started this whole project, but they just kind of kept it low key to the.
So it's one of those conspiracies where you put a piece of expensive art that subliminally communicates your conspiracy in front of the building where you're about to do the evil conspiracy. Like, have you met a scientist that wasn't already famous as a scientist? Because he has met scientists. Okay, I wouldn't be surprised if he's had an interview with Neil deGrasse Tyson, right? And he seems to have a deep love and respect for Michio Kaku. So
Yeah, definitely.
He really does.
like a lot.
General public, and they only release tidbits of information as to what's going on.
Max Laughlin, a 17-year-old prodigy in quantum physics and regarded as the world's smartest child at the moment, feels that CERN's experiment
According to his-
They
destroyed
like
the universe.
referring to this little kid like a lot.
Yeah, this is like it. Is it the third time he's come up? It's definitely not the first, but
I see him a lot. I couldn't tell you how many times he's been on the show, but
yeah.
oh man, I
Got to
have
back it
look
up a
into him.
little bit.
Yeah, I had looked it up at some point, but I mean, this is just an appeal to authority.
It's like, wow, this kid's an authority.
Yeah, he's the smartest kid in the world, Vandy.
Yeah. And because he figured it out.
No,
Let's
he
see-
didn't.
Let's see what he figured. Let's see what he figured out.
Oh, what he figured out is
Of information as to what's going on.
Max Laughlin, a 17-year-old prodigy in quantum physics and regarded as the world's smartest child at the moment, feels that CERN's experiment destroyed the universe. He thinks that the force used in CERN's test caused
Oh wow, wait, where was I that day? The universe was destroyed. Wait,
This is a
Vandy,
callback.
I was not told. This seems
remember
notable.
one of you. I think Marin. I think you said like they think we're going to destroy the universe. And I was like, it gets worse. Some of them think the universe has already been destroyed.
Yep.
Okay. that is literally this guy's claim, this kid's claim, who
is the smartest kid in what's left of the universe.
And no, he's not smart.
I didn't realize that we had a grifting-based IQ test, but fair enough.
A 17-year-old prodigy in
Also, does he look 17?
No. No, this is clearly him at like 12 or whatever, but he's an
quantum
adult
physics.
now.
Oh, by the way, look at his shirt.
Tesla.
Tesla spy.
Oh, wait, it's a twofer. You get the smartest kid in the world wearing a picture of Nikola Tesla. This is how you know the universe is really gone.
Yeah, and he's got the whole thing about if you want to determine the secrets of the universe, think in terms of frequency and wavelength. That's the quote he's got, which one of his better quotes, honestly.
And regarded as the world's smartest child at the moment, feels that CERN's experiment destroyed the universe. He thinks that the force used in CERN's test caused particles to be moved between dimensions, pulling us from our present timeline and placing us in another one that he refers to as an eternal loop. The discovery of 3 novel subatomic particles in the debris that had not been...
explain this at all?
No! This is the explanation. You're watching the Maya, why did you interrupt the explanation?
Because Jester gave us $5. And Jester says, what the fuck for that misstep? I ban you from watching Firefly animated until 2028, Vandy. Snubby and Stargate, shaking my head.
been identified by another experiment serves as his rationale for
I'm sorry, like, I legitimately have been sneezing like crazy. I don't know why.
this. According to some scientists,
I doubt it. I would have showed up on an earlier episode.
CERN might have unintentionally created a doorway to an alternate reality, allowing objects or entities from that dimension to enter our own.
Maybe I am. Holy shit. Maybe it's a late maybe it's like a late binding.
Yeah, maybe like it's like there's just been so much your body formed an intolerance.
Yeah.
I just want to clear up one thing. First, last name. The kid did not discover 3 particles. It was the CERN. It was at CERN that they discovered.
I'm not even sure it's that. I think literally this has no connection to any discoveries, and they are literally just making this up. It could be.
You want a source, Jack? My source is I made it the fuck up.
That's how we do it.
They tried to connect it. That's anyway. It doesn't matter.
They
try.
It's for a certain definition of try. I would say do or do not. There is no try, but you know.
Yeah, right.
This ties closely with theories from within CERN attempting to open up.
No, it doesn't. No, nothing that this kid says ties closely with any theories within CERN, except for ones that may be irresponsibly, because that's not their field of expertise, speculating on the state of his mental health.
Portal via the collider. All of the systems, including the LHC, radio frequency cavities, magnets, and collimators, will be built up during this phase.
Hold on, what? So we're talking about his...
CERN attempting to open a portal via the collider. All of the systems, including the LHC, radio frequency cavities, magnets, and collimators, will be built up during this phase.
They said that the theories within CERN is that they are trying to...
What phase, though? Like, the structure of this... Did they refer to a phase and I've forgotten?
You mean like a building more onto the collider?
Yeah, or phase of operation. Like, the way things at a institute like CERN work is they do have to schedule things out in advance, and they sort of... They have a phase where they build and then they turn on, the thing and like test it, which is where that thing where I was like, I don't know where this is coming from. It could have been coming from that, because if you were ever going to do a thing like that, that would be the perfect time to do it, and it would be kind of cool. And then you have schedules You run the thing basically 24/7, and like you apply for slots and like you get slots to use the thing, and like if the thing is having a glitch and it's broken, you're kind of a little bit fucked. Well, the engineers figure it out, and then like you probably prioritize for a slot later on. But so they schedule things out, and they could attach the word phase to like this phase of investigations where we're trying to look at particular weak interactions and focusing on probing exactly this decay chain or something, and then you tune the beams a little bit to a different energy so that you can look at the Higgs boson, as they mentioned earlier, and stuff like that. But like all the data is always getting slurped up all the time by some like of the most crazy, difficult to design detector system. This is the most sophisticated detector system that has ever been built.
I used to have to schedule time to use the mainframe in college.
Yeah, but again, we got here by them saying that we're talking about them verifying this kid's theories that the universe was destroyed. Past tense.
He did say that.
And now we're on a new timeline, in a loop.
Yeah. In an eternal loop.
Mm-hmm. Whatever that means.
All these.
This, for the record.
It's the eternal Groundhog Day.
Oh, is this what you were saying? There was AI coming later that.
What does this make? This makes no sense. Like,
you're goddamn right, it makes no sense. Okay.
Systems will be getting ready and synchronized to start a ramp period together in 1,200 seconds.
Are they doing this for the moon? Why?
What are they wearing these suits for?
Presumably, okay, so to steel man this, they're wearing the suits because they need to for some reason. What reason could that be? I guess radiation. These could be lead-lined suits. You know where you're not going to build a fucking control
in the center of the
it looks like this thing right here is like the big machine. It's very we've got people, look at how close they are. People that work at nuclear power plants, they have badges and stuff that they have to track it and they log and record their exposure to things. And this is why I was saying earlier, in the tunnel, when the thing is operating, I'm pretty sure that in the tunnel you're not allowed to be there because there is enough of an X-ray background that maybe it's not actually dangerous, but it's dangerous enough that they don't want to do the paperwork.
Yeah, maybe when they run the tunnel, that's when they have to put on the radiation suits.
Maybe
the tunnel is hundreds of feet underground.
Maybe it's that Marvel prison. Isn't it a Marvel prison where they?
I guess, but
you know
what's wild? They had it better at the beginning here, because at the beginning here they've got this guy with all these screens, some of which are definitely just the Matrix, right? That's the Matrix, that's the Matrix, that's the Matrix. These other people are just looking at buttons. They don't. Do you know how much information you can put on a flat screen LCD monitor? It's a lot. There's a reason we use them constantly. I have 3 in front of me. I'm not running a portal to destroy the planet. Okay, if I were running a portal to destroy the planet...
I mean, if you were running a portal to destroy the planet, wouldn't you have to say that you weren't running a portal to destroy the planet?
That depends on what point in my evil plan I'm at. Right.
I mean, I would think before you destroyed the planet, anytime before you destroy the planet, you should probably not talk about the portal.
Unless you're Dr. Horrible.
Yeah, you got a monologue, Maya. Come on. Look at me. Look at my face. Do I seem like somebody who's going to be able to destroy the planet without monologuing? I can barely press the play button.
This ramp period of 20
fucking gotcha.
minutes will be increasing the energy of the beam gradually up to a record energy that has never been achieved before in any particle accelerator, up to 6.8 tera electron volts. Whether or not
That's probably
CERN was
true.
successful in creating a portal to another realm. We might
We're
never
trying.
find out what happened that day. Theories that they have in fact opened a doorway to another realm have been strengthened by the organization's extreme secrecy about what happened and the tests they are doing.
They're not that secret. In fact, I would be willing to bet that, as with most academic organizations, they are fundamentally less secretive than most organizations. Like, if you go and you ask them stuff, like, occasionally people will be like, okay, this is a paper that we haven't published yet, so we're going to be like a little bit closed-mouthed until, but that's because they don't want to get scooped by other scientists. If scientists will tell you kind of whatever you want to know about the cool thing they're working on, because we are a very innocent people. Until we get, recruited into the Manhattan Project.
Because the LHC can reproduce conditions from mere fractions of a second after the Big Bang, it is not only a particle accelerator, but also a time machine.
Just because we said so.
Yeah.
So, to be clear, I don't know if non sequitur has already been called, but if it hasn't...
Complete.
No time like the present.
Mm-hmm. Well, apparently there are multiple times like the present, Maya. Haven't you been paying attention?
This could help scientists better understand dark matter, antimatter, and other cosmic riddles by providing them with insight into what happened in the early stages of our universe. It could have opened a portal by causing particles to accelerate to such speeds that when they collide, a massive force of energy is exerted, creating...
You don't say. That's true. A massive force of energy would be converted to whatever extent the phrase massive force of energy, which...
I mean, could be is doing a lot of work there.
I was going to say that.
There we go. That's a much better response.
creating ripples in time and potentially allowing matter to travel between realities.
There was a field trip of sorts where a tour to let people come in and look around. And as one person was looking around, they saw these gigantic clear panels. They don't know what...
So, I don't know if this is an actual photo of anything anywhere.
Kip, is this readable?
Some of these characters, like these up here, at least look a little bit like things that I feel like look like Hebrew letters.
But I mean, like, if you had to ask AI to like do an ancient Hebrew, like, that was scuffed up and trying to preserve it, it might look like this too.
Yeah, I guess, but this is not Hebrew, right? Like,
No,
this
that's not.
looks...
That looks
like,
actually Chinese characters.
Yeah, something like that.
Which is why I said it looks like something AI would do.
It looks like AI, yeah. Like, it looks like AI, but, like, also, I kind of wonder... He's talking about gigantic clear panels. I'm like, was it glass?
What are the words, Kip? He says the Hebrew is actual Hebrew words.
Well, what are the words? Yeah, no.
Kip, okay,
you don't have a short...
Gotta spell it out for him. Kip, does it say anything? If yes, what does it say? All right. Okay, he's distracted by bingo.
Jesse Riverbank has a point. It's Bosnian space runes, an ancient language.
Material they were made out of, and I have a picture of them leaning up against the side of a part of the machine.
And he said he had a picture, so is this the picture?
Machine with these hieroglyphs on them. So they sent these hieroglyphs out.
Is this the same
I would not have
picture?
guessed that.
Right? Like, I don't... What is it? Why? Why are you like this? What is happening? Is this the same picture?
Everyone, including I, sent the hieroglyphs out. Nobody can decipher these hieroglyphs. Nobody knows what in the world these are, what they mean, where they came from, who wrote them, what writing.
Well, that's convenient.
Are they fake?
The top word is "and you will love." The bottom words are "I am like you." Good job, Kip. Good job.
You should write a book.
What ancient culture are they linked to? Nobody knows. Massive, giant, clear plates leaning up against the machine. I think there were 4 of them, if I remember correctly. Pretty interesting. I just thought that was a weird thing that,
I mean, it was either glass or plexiglass, like one of those two things, right? Like,
to happen there, but they have at the front door a gigantic portal, a representation of a portal with one of these ancient.
Or it was empty squares, and he thought that there was stuff in there, but there was just nothing.
This is like easily Googleable. I don't. I mean, okay. I guess you wouldn't do that if you're a grifter.
Yeah.
Who wants money.
Yeah.
But like when I like the first video we did with this, when I had no idea what this was. I've never looked at or into CERN. I've never been there. So I was like, what's the statue in front of CERN? It's like, oh, Shiva. Like, what is
Shiva,
it?
yeah.
You know, what is it? And then, it was talking about like how it got there and the meaning and, the yada yada. It was insanely quick, like less than 5 minutes, really. It
Right?
took me to get the information.
It was a gift from some people that wanted to give a gift like that was
Representative of, yeah.
exactly like my best friend growing up, half Indian. He's got some, very similar. Like it's the circle motif with like the stuff on the outside, and it's got Shiva with the different arms. It's like, this is not a rare motif, right? It's kind of like,
No.
if like,
You see, actually, in a lot of I used to go to the oh my god, in DC, the museums, the Smithsonian's. God, so all the ancient Indian art had stuff like this in it. Like it's not even uncommon.
No, this is
This is the dancing version of Shiva doing the
yeah.
cosmic dance.
The cosmic dance, and she's I'm not gonna I don't want to go into too much detail in it because I'm not, But
this is exactly as out of place as just like a generic representation of Christ on the cross.
yeah, yes, that.
It's like, I wouldn't be at all surprised if there was also something like that there. CERN is in France and Switzerland, and the Swiss famously guard the Pope. So.
Indian gods walking through it.
What do you think they're doing with these mini black holes that you think that they're creating?
Oh,
Have they
experiments.
documented this?
Yeah, they have. They have, yeah. They are just, in my opinion, learning about these creation of portals, learning how to create stable wormholes, all experimenting, just trying to figure out what type of energy can we inject into one of these holes that will stabilize it, maybe even expand it. And
if he was right about his baseline expectations that any of this is happening, then yeah, like just experimenting and figuring out how to like that, yeah. But he's not, because he's an idiot.
Where do they lead?
Oh,
Where do they
real
go?
quick.
Oh, sorry.
Detroit atheist queen Kelly has given us $5. Thank you so much. And she says, hit the like button 666 times now. I'm in hell. I mean, America with Trump president still. Oh God, why did you have to remind us about that? We're trying to.
We
not
were having
think about
fun.
that. Hey, Kelly, I love you, and you know what? I'm gonna, because I love you. That being you.
when we go through them, where will we end up? Maybe they're sending small probes through or things through to take a look. Maybe they're sending nano probes into them. Who knows?
What do you think about this? Are you for this? You against this? What do you think?
This type of research without complete oversight, to me, is scary stuff, man. I mean, you don't even know what can come through. Like,
you're right. You don't know.
Oh,
I do believe.
okay. So are they factoring that into their calculations when they open portals to the sun?
They'd have to open portals to the sun first. Because CERN's not doing that, to be clear. Like, you can make the argument that portals to the sun are being created in outer space. No human is doing that. That's just happening because the Earth has a magnetic field thing, regrettably. Okay, I take this. I'm an anti-magnetologist, okay? It's on the screen. But if we've got portals to the sun, one, I don't think that's a suitable term. Two, it's not remotely what he means. And three, it's not fucking CERN or, in fact, any organization of humans that is doing that. So
But Billy said that scientists are taking those portals to the sun, as one does.
Because he's a lying grifter. He's good at it.
Believe in life in other worlds and also life in even other dimensions. We know that based on theoretical physicists like Michio Kaku and many other well-respected physicists, that we're living in a universe based on 11 dimensions.
We don't know that.
Only if you think string theory is a thing and
Yeah. You have to already accept that we know certain versions of string theory are true. The most popular versions. We don't know that. So no.
But Hannah Blackson said that it could be possible, therefore it is.
could be.
Yeah, but he's got books out. You can't trust anybody that has written a book, which is why I'm very happy to state that I don't have any friends who have written any books.
None books.
No books.
They theorized based on the mathematics that without 11 dimensions, this universe would collapse.
I have a tough time wrapping my head around different dimensions as well. I've talked to a couple different people. They broke it down fairly well for me. I would like to hear you break down what...
No, man. It sounds like you got potentially something not as bad as what he's about to tell you.
What is a dimension?
Yeah. Well, dimension is a realm that exists at a different frequency.
Maren, is that what a dimension is?
No, it's not.
Thank you.
It's not. Doesn't have to do with frequency.
What is it?
You know what, Vandy? I'd like for you to come on my channel and talk about quasi crystals and tell everybody what this is all about.
Oh wait, we did
can you do
crystals
that?
about a month ago.
Dimension.
You know they change your frequency so that you can like go to higher dimensions.
The term higher dimension doesn't make sense unless you're just talking about the dimensionality of like a mathematical system that you're discussing. Okay,
And the number 8 is higher than the number 4.
Exactly. That's all it means. That's like literally that's the only way in which higher dimension means anything. But like any one of those dimensions, like you can do the swapsies and it's all the same. A dimension is a degree of freedom in that you use to describe a system. It's actually such a boring concept that it's hard to describe in a way that sounds like you did anything.
Everyone knows that a dimension. Everybody knows that dimension equals timeline. It is known.
You know nothing, Jon Snow. But they are not realms that exist at different frequencies. What is frequentine?
What?
What is frequentine?
Yeah.
It's not even a word.
The strings are frequentine. The strings from the string theory.
There we go. I mean, he's basically going to say that at some point. I don't know if it's here.
Yeah.
So right now we're in the third dimension. We only can control the first and the second. All right. The first dimension is a line. The second dimension is connected lines. And because we're in the third dimension, we're like the God over the second.
Okay, that's not even no, I'm not even going to let you get away with saying that the first dimension is a line and the second dimension is connected lines. The first dimension is a line is less bad, but a one-dimensional... The first dimension isn't like that's not how anybody talks about dimensions. They're not things that you like add and subtract to each other.
They're just descriptions.
It's a statement about what possible directions there are. It's one of those things that like nobody you hear. This is such an obviously like sci-fi bastardized like pseudoscience bullshit idea. No scientist talks about dimensions in anything remotely like this language. Because it doesn't make sense at like a very basic level in the grammar of the field.
in the first. We can control and manipulate those dimensions from the outside. If people were living in those dimensions, like one-dimensional people or two-dimensional people, they would be at complete awe of what our capabilities were, because they first of all, they wouldn't be able to see us as a third-dimensional being.
You know what's funny? We got a one-dimensional chicken here, which is a line apparently.
Yeah.
And then we got a two-dimensional, and then
that would be a two-dimensional chicken, yeah.
And then we have
a
what is
3D
presented as a three-dimensional chicken. Here's the thing: what dimension is your screen?
2 dimensions.
Yeah. So how can my cursor go into this chicken? No is the answer. It cannot. Okay. This chicken is exactly as two-dimensional as this chicken, which, if we're going to, point out that technically this is, a visible line on the screen, but I'll give them that one. So, fuck you, Billy Carson.
All they would see is the manipulation of their environment, and they would wonder what's going on. All right, so that's kind of power we would have. Now, extrapolate fourth dimension. The fourth dimension used to be said it was time. It's not time. That's just a hypothesis that Einstein was trying to correlate time to the third.
Time is a dimension. You could put it at whatever dimension you want. It's either going to be the first or the fourth, because why would you put it in the middle of the other spatial dimensions? What are you, a fucking savage? But all of that is technically convention. What is he going to say? That time's actually a tesseract? He wouldn't.
It was time. It's not time. That's just a hypothesis that Einstein was trying to correlate time to the third. The fourth dimension is a tesseract.
Fuck you.
A fourth dimensional hypercube. From the fourth dimension and all the way up, things change completely. So we're in the third. Somebody in the fourth dimension and
this is all just so bad and wrong.
Entity in the fourth dimension can see into everything. They can see through this ceiling and watch us sitting here right now. All right? They can see the past, present, and future all at the same time.
You look like you have something you want to say.
Right? Exactly. That whole thing you just did.
That's what I have to say.
There we go. Now you understand my pain.
There are people who are listening to this thinking that he's making sense, and they're going to think about, and they're going to think about this like it's reality, and then they're going to go out and vote.
Listening to when you say listening to this, you mean his show or our show?
His show.
Because if they're listening to his show, not my problem. If they're listening to our show, I am unreasonably willing to have a long conversation with you about the details about all of this. If you actually want, if you think that Billy Carson is making a deep point and you actually want to have a conversation with somebody who will be less of a dismissive asshole than I have definitely very obviously been throughout the show. It's an entertainment show. I'll do it. I don't know why I'm agreeing to do this, but I will do it.
You love this.
I would love it.
Who's Dr. Julian Barber?
That name potentially sounds familiar. Saying that time isn't a thing, there are ways that you can make that kind of make sense mathematically, but he's not doing any of that work. So you can always find it. You can almost always find a legitimate paper that scientists take seriously that, when you pick out phrases of it, says wild ass crazy shit, because it turns out a lot of physics is kind of wild and crazy at some level.
I found it. Julian Barber's timeless theory proposes that time does not exist as a fundamental dimension, but rather as an illusion created by static, unchanging nows. Time, now, or now. Yeah.
It's always now.
So it's static, unchanging nows, or time capsules. In this view, the universe exists as a vast collection of simultaneous frozen moments, allowing for a reinterpretation of quantum gravity and physics without time passing.
Yeah, that sounds like it could make coherent sense in some context. I am not equipped to explain that to you.
Nor I.
Because, I mean, like, we experience change, and if everything is just, you know, a distinct set of unchanging nows, there wouldn't be any crosstalk. And experience demonstrates crosstalk. So that's where I run into, like, issue. But, like, the phrase "time is an illusion" is definitely a thing that I've heard physicists say, but they end up being, like, late to work and shit, so fuck them.
In other words, when I first walked in the building and you greeted me, you know, they would see that. In another room, they would see us taking photos, and in this room, they would see us doing this interview, but they would see all three things happening at the same time. It's like having a house and living different parts of your life at the same time in different years in the same house, right? And then above that, you have the fifth, sixth, seventh. Now, these dimensions are compactified, and yes, that's an actual real word. Look it up, guys. Whoever's looking, look up the word.
That's the hill you want to die on, is compactified being a word?
It made me wonder if he saw our last video, because I think we laughed at that word. It is a word.
It's a real word. Like
Yeah.
you do compactify.
Mathematical word. Yeah.
No, but he never uses it correctly, I think.
He's using it correctly enough here.
Okay.
He is. He's just making it sound like magic. What it is so an example is like a string, a very thin string appears to us from kind of looking at it. If you don't zoom in too much, which is the whole point of the compactification, it looks like a one-dimensional thing. If you're an ant walking along it, though, the ant can go to the other side. It can tell that it's walking along a two-dimensional cylinder kind of thing. So from our perspective, we're looking at it from the outside, and the two-dimensionalness of the surface has gotten looks to us like one dimension. It's been compactified because it's so small. That's the idea. Compactification is a big concept in string theory, and I mean, I just gave you the best sort of intuition pump that I can provide for it. It's a little hard to grok. I don't grok it, so.
They're stacked so tight on top of each other that they're like a Planck unit of distance away from this universe, right?
Oh.
And now the only way to get into one is to move into a right angle at a different frequency. You have to obtain the sub.
This just sounds like fucking Ken Wheeler. To get to the other thing, you have to move at
the other dimension
at a different frequency.
Oh, we
If you
should do
just said
Wheeler.
right angle, I could have potentially steel-manned it, but I'm not going to.
We should do Wheeler again one day.
Yeah, we should.
Atomic frequency of that dimension.
I hate you. Why would you
And
say
for
that?
any of you who forgot who Ken Wheeler is, he's the guy who has the TV next to him with a picture of a fireplace rather than an actual fireplace.
Yeah.
So if there are beings in higher dimensions that have developed the ability to understand and get the actual subatomic frequency number of the third dimension in this.
Subatomic frequency number, like, that is a if somebody says a sentence with that clause in it, they don't know what they're talking about.
Universe, they can theoretically walk from their universe or their dimension directly into ours.
What do you mean the frequency?
Okay.
That's a valid question.
Fucking amazing. Look,
That's a great
interviewer
question, yeah.
accidentally asking great questions. Like, yes. All I want to know, what is that frequency? Is it the frequency at which you keep on switching between this background and the one where you're in a bar? It's the same jacket.
I don't. He's not going to answer correctly. Do you think he's going to answer it all, or do you think he'll bypass the question?
Oh,
What is the frequency? What's the question?
What
is it? What do you mean by
What is
frequency?
frequency?
They walk from their universe or their dimension directly into ours.
What do you mean the frequency?
Okay. Every universe has a specific frequency. Every dimension in that same universe also has a frequency. Every atom resonates at a specific frequency. Nothing ever rests. Everything is always vibrating.
So vibrating?
I mean, everything.
I heard
guess.
frequency, vibrating.
which I guess means that it's a frequency in terms of oscillatory motion in a space. So it's because vibrating. Yeah. These are all very like. The thing about the word frequency is the thing it's describing is such a fundamentally linguistically flexible construct that like it just means variation, not even necessarily over time. You can have a spatial frequency. You can have like a line that goes up and down, and it's not moving.
Well, like the lines on my wall here, they're at a frequency. Like
they're if you did a Fourier transform of the image of your wall, you would see spikes particularly on what appears to be your left. You've got a bunch of vertical lines. Right? And then on your right, you've got more horizontal lines on like the dresser. And those would show up as frequency components if you were to do a discrete Fourier transform of the pixel patterns on your image. Time is not involved here. You just have to have like a thing over which something can like have repetition, basically. That is such a general... That's not even like a physics... It's a math concept. It's like...
Yeah.
Yeah.
At the subatomic level, we know that when you dig deep into the nucleus of an actual atom, what's in there...
He probably thinks we use a shovel.
There is a tiny vibrating string. So we're living in a symphony of music, and the music that's jingling and making this noise is creating the illusion of physicality, the illusion of solidity, even the...
Okay. He's still defining frequency, by the way.
So we got strings in our nuclei.
I get,
So
yeah.
That's what that is.
I mean, to be fair, that is like...
We actually do those DNA.
Yeah, but now you're equivocating on the definition of nuclei and also sort of technically on strings.
Illusion of
just
distance,
making
which
the
doesn't
leaps, the kind of leaps that he does.
The quantum leaps?
even exist. And so that's what we're living in. Now, if I can obtain...
Hold on. It's the same room. It's this... I don't know why this wasn't obvious to me before.
Why would you think it wasn't the same room?
It's a set.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
It's just
different camera angle. Yeah.
I thought it was like an interview in two parts.
Oh.
But no. In retrospect, I'm an idiot. But also...
I don't know. Well, okay. The other part was questionable, but like that that could easily be AI.
Yeah, right? Everything about this background
everything
looks
about
like
that,
it could
yeah.
be AI.
But the bottles,
it looks too real.
Yeah, it looks too good.
Yeah, yeah. But also, he's got a portal. Like he's talking about portals. He's got a portal right here. It's a blood portal.
Why wouldn't you put the portal up if you're going to talk about them? You would put the portal up.
You've got to put up Miranda Rensberger's comment, because I have the power. Yeah. I can use my violin to open portal to the sun.
Well, hold on.
Violin handy?
Hold on. You don't... That's not what we want. We don't want a portal to the sun opening up here. You know what happens if a portal to the sun opens up?
She's really good at playing the violin. I'm just saying.
Do it.
Well, yeah, but
I don't want to die. So.
Earth-destroyingly good.
What? Dandy, shut the fuck up. God, Marion, go get your violin. God damn it. And preferably a pet.
Oh, you want the pet? I can supply the pet.
Pet?
Mm-hmm.
Pet?
Yeah, she's gonna get a pet.
There we go.
There he is. Little buddy.
Oh my gosh, what's his name?
This is Saul. And which way we go? There we go. That's my little buddy. Hey, buddy.
Hey, sleepy boy.
Sleepy boy, yeah. He's underneath the... There we go. Hey, buddy. Are you a sleepy boy?
You.
What a doll baby.
weirdly, I feel like I can hear him purr, even though that's not a cat.
He's been kind of half snoring this whole time. I'm like, is that?
Oh, wait a minute. You had the Humanity on Tuesday, and this is the doggy that was like, treats now.
Right. We had to end the stream because the dog needed a treat. Oh, man.
For example, let's say there's a cancer tumor in a person's body. The cells in that cancerous tumor are now operating or vibrating at a specific resonant frequency. We know this for a fact. If I have a device...
No, they're not. No, we don't know that for a fact because that's not how that works.
That actually can match the frequency of that tumor, I can send a cancellation frequency to that tumor.
You're talking about a Rife machine.
Something like a Rife machine. I can destroy...
I had never heard of this before. Rife machine. Had you guys ever heard of that term
Certainly
before?
not me. This looks like something
a Rife machine is basically just like it's a thing that makes electromagnetic waves. I guess it's a radio or whatever that, like, you know, can cure cancer or something. It can't. The guy like invented it. He's like a pseudoscientist from like the 30s or 40s that did a thing. The idea that you can use radiation to treat cancerous tumors is absolutely valid. Radiation therapy is one of the most common, forms of therapy. You don't do it by there being a specific frequency. You mostly do it by blasting the motherfuckers and killing stuff that is like kind of unstable and hoping that mostly you kill the cancer. It's really like kind of barbaric.
So more to go. It's already a blackout? Okay.
I made the bingo game, so I'm not very competent. Also, sometimes we only get through like 5 minutes.
Destroy it without destroying the surrounding tissue.
Really happy
right?
about this.
That's good. Yeah. See, and frankly, we're at 8:23, so timing on that's not bad.
So imagine having the capability of now understanding on a more grand scale, a dimension, fifth dimension, like somebody there obtains the frequency of the third dimension. They could just come right on through. This could be some of the reason for paranormal activity and things like that. It could be entities or beings having a peek into our world, into our dimension.
Oh, okay. So ghosts are just people in the fourth dimension that take a peek at us in the third dimension.
Yeah.
I guess.
Remember, could be. Lot of work.
Pretty much all the work.
All the work.
It might not be anything scary at all, in some cases. Will it scare us? Maybe, yeah, because we can't perceive them as to what they truly appear and look like, but it could be a higher dimensional being coming to have a look around. It could be on vacation. I mean, theoretically.
Could be, theoretically.
When you like go on vacation and your period piece clothing and scare the fuck out of the locals. It tracks.
Vandy, I have a question.
Is it how often I do what Mai just described? Because like the answer, it may or may not be at least 3 times a year.
If you match a frequency, what happens?
Well, that depends.
Let's talk sound. Say you have a sound, and you match that frequency.
That depends. Yeah.
Okay, so.
That depends on what you mean, in what context. That's how mufflers work. Mufflers work by the geometry of...
No, that's out of phase. I'm talking in phase.
In phase, it gets louder. It gets way louder.
It makes it...
Yeah, it makes it more. It makes it more, and the word is amplify.
Amplify. There we go.
Amplify is the word that we're looking for here. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you match a frequency, okay, so for example... What he's talking about is if you've got the Memorex commercial and you've got the lady singing a note and it's the same note as the glass.
Oh, yeah.
And the glass vibrates to the fact that she's singing this exact same note as the glass. So it's causing sympathetic vibrations with this frequency.
And I would use the word
resonance. Yes, resonance, right. All right. And it's getting stronger and stronger and stronger. Because it's amplifying.
Yeah, because every time it's moving in this direction, it gets pushed a little bit more by the the actual atoms in the air from the singer. The singer is doing a ah, and that's making a pattern where you literally have waves of denser particles that whack against the surface of a thing.
Yep.
When that thing is your eardrum, that's how you hear, for example.
Well, I mean, and so obviously, the way that other dimensional being, if it matches the frequency, say, of the glass, the way it goes into the glass is just, it breaks it, and so it can go through the glass.
Well, I guess to me it sounds more like they're just like literally phasing through it, which you have to get into the like quantum mechanics of like scattering off of barriers to possibly steelman that. And I'm not going to do that because they don't deserve it. But there are you can do weird stuff in quantum mechanics. Quantum tunneling like works by a resonance of you wave solutions to the Schrödinger equation, basically. So but I mean the thing about resonant frequencies that most people have probably experienced in a way that's actually like really obvious is the way you move your legs when you're on a swing set.
Oh, yeah.
You move them so to like sort of, basically force and like push your body into like kind of a different position. So then gravity pulls you down and then you pull them back to like pull your center of mass back in the other way. And so every time you go, gravity gives you a little extra boost, and it does it every time you do at the right pace. You can think
because
about
you're in phase. If you are kicking your legs
you're
basically in phase with the right, you can amplify that
exactly
wave. Basically. Yeah.
So.
Okay.
So there's 11 frequencies.
11 dimensions.
There's
I love that. There's 11 frequencies, 11 dimensions.
There's more than 11 frequencies.
Who came up with this?
Oh, big-time theoretical physicist, Michio Kaku, Professor James Gates Jr., and many other supersymmetry experts. And then, now, I've been talking about the fact that if there's 11 dimensions, that our mind connects to also 11 dimensions for over a decade. And if you go back and look at some of those old...
All right. I mean...
I've been grifting for over a decade. That means something.
Posts, people were calling me a kook, a crazy, a tinfoil wearing pseudoscientist, blah, blah, blah. Well,
We're
still
calling you that, yeah. Like, to be clear,
you owe me a memory.
If I want to be clear, I think that what you're saying is absolute nonsense. I don't necessarily want to call you a kook or crazy because I don't necessarily want to endorse particular terms. But I will endorse the sentence, you have no idea what the fuck you're talking about.
Years ago, scientists at the Brain Institute discovered that the human mind connects to what? 11 dimensions.
I don't know.
The CERN experiments are quite controversial. While some people praise
Why are
them
we
for
back here?
I don't know.
Another non sequitur. Yeah.
They're starting to sum it up. We can probably end the video here.
Yeah, that's a great idea. God damn. Oh, Marion, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you for asking me. This has been so much fun. I love it.
It's been a great year so far. Lots of new women coming into the community, and I want everybody to know, Marion, she has great questions, great guests.
Thank you.
You do a lot of interviews, right?
I do.
I'm sorry. You know what? Who are you? Where are you? And what do you have coming up this week?
I'm Misinterpretations, and lately I've been doing more interviews and live stuff. I have some videos that I've done, and I'll do some more this summer. But this week I have Dr. Kip Davis coming to talk about, like I said, country folk versus city folk and how that plays out in the Bible, which is fascinating. And then you're going to join me in a couple of weeks.
Some point.
Yeah.
In April.
3 weeks. Yeah.
3 weeks.
April.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
We're going to be talking about cults, right?
Yes. Yep.
All right. Can't wait.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. So, and I will have an interview with Megan Lewis coming up, not as a live, but as a video sometime soon. So that'll be awesome. And yeah, so I've got a few things lined up. It'll be a lot of fun. And Vandy just agreed to come and talk to me about
he's coming back?
Quasi crystals, right? Right, Vandy, you can come back and
I
talk to us.
agree.
You quasi agree?
I don't know a whole lot about quasi crystals. I know more about quasi particles.
Oh, fascinating. Okay.
Yeah. I have published. I've been a co-author on papers with quasi particle. I think in the title.
Well, I just but it helped me understand a little bit about the dimensions stuff. So that's why.
Yeah, I put the one with you and Vandy in the chat not too long ago because people were really excited to see you two talk about actual science,
actual physics, actual science,
and what do you call it? That was a great show. You guys did straight 2 hours on physics.
Yeah, thank you. It was really cool. I learned a lot. So
last time. Normally, my learning experience is fighting with a textbook and being like, I don't understand. So whenever I'm able to like learn something on YouTube, it's a lot more pleasant. I'm like, well, man, there we go.
Yeah, exactly.
I didn't have to like sit there confused and crying for 3 hours.
Throw the textbook across the room. I don't know how many times my calculus book soared across the room.
Yeah, calculus. We're not friends.
No, I wasn't then. Nope.
I'm pretty sure my GR book is like 5 kilograms. So I can't really throw that. I might hurt the wall.
I didn't say there was no damage done.
Fair enough. Yeah.
But for $5, Kelly, Detroit Atheist Queen says, great show, awesome guest.
Thank you.
I detect no lies. Vandy, do you have anything coming up?
I have an apology. The Bone Apple Tea bingo square was supposed to come up during a specific spot, but I wasn't able to make the joke work in. Sorry.
So
it wasn't a complete blackout.
Everybody who played got multiple bingos. They'll be fine.
Yeah. I think it was the only one, and there were like 27 words. So like, I think some cards got a total blackout. But it was when they came out with like the onk stuff, and he just like said a whole bunch of like phrases, and I was like,
all right, my bingo guys, you can call it now because he won't stop talking about it. There you go.
Thanks, Maya.
Now it is.
All right. Do you have anything coming up this week?
I'm going to work tomorrow.
Okay, that's awesome. I forgot last week to say I was on Two Guys Talk History Friday, and we were talking about ice and other things that it's fun, uplifting show, 100%. And I don't know if B.S. Lewis is still in the chat, but that was kind of an impromptu stream. I was listening to Missing Mod talk about things, and I messaged him. I'm like, how the fuck is she wrong about everything? Like, absolutely everything. And he's like, he, that's part of the fun. And I'm like, okay. And I was like, I kind of want to shake her and like explain feminism to her. He was like, I can make that happen. Are you free tonight? So yeah, I was on his channel for 3 hours.
I gotta go see that.
I'll throw the link in there. And it was just she was a great sport. Actually, it was a good conversation, and she is not a feminist, but she has a new perspective on feminism and now likes it. So she's not adverse to being a feminist. So
she's not she's not anti-feminist the way Vandy's anti.
Well, she said she was, because feminists, they're all like evil lesbians with blue hair and Birkenstocks, and They
Some
yell
are.
at you about eating not men, God, eating meat. Like, they're just, just
Oh, yeah.
crazy people. And I'm like,
I don't want to get
no.
eaten.
Like, if they don't like men, they're misandrist, and I don't care what they call themselves. They don't fit. Like, and then I was trying to explain, because a lot of people think, like, there's the LGBT movement, and you can't tell somebody what they're attracted to, and that's fair. Even if you're not, and I know a lot of pan and bisexual people who only date the opposite sex because it's just fucking easier. But it doesn't mean that they're not attracted to the same sex. So you really need someone to tell you what they are when it comes to how they feel inside. However, most things just you check off the box. Like, if you hate men, you're a bigot. Like that.
Yeah.
Sorry, like that's just what it is.
Yeah.
You can call yourself a feminist, but if you are not, if your goal isn't to strive for the equality of all genders, you're just a goddamn bigot, J.K. Rowling. I'm sorry, it's my tangent. But
That's legitimate. No, I felt respected and heard there.
And how many men are feminists, right? I mean,
most.
do they hate men?
More, yeah, no, like, yeah, most that I interact with, at least, but my experience, may vary.
I would say that most men are feminists, just most men won't identify as a feminist because the media, and I was it's really hard trying to explain propaganda to her. I'm like, they need to pit us against each other. So yeah, I do believe that that's what you see out in the world is, this crazy strain of activists that, that is what they want you to think feminism is, because anything that is going to show people as equal, like, is not good for business. Doesn't make you mad. It doesn't make you want to rage. So they have to lie to you.
If I recall, we're talking about Missing Maud still?
Yeah.
If I recall
Conversation
correctly,
I had with her.
Yeah, if I recall correctly, Missing Maud at least flirts with flat Earth belief. So
she's a young Earth creationist.
That's
She's very proud of that. But
that's one thing. Flat Earth is a different thing. It's another
different.
level, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And if I find out you're a flat Earther, like, kind of, it doesn't really matter kind of what you believe. I may like you or dislike you based on how you, like, interact with other, people, but yeah, you're kind of an idiot. Sorry. Like,
She hears that a lot. And
probably
to
she's kind of an idiot.
but she does not like to debate, so I told her no debate bro stuff. I am just trying to get the word out. Because I think that's something that a lot of people misinterpret. But
Yes, you're right.
yeah, but I thought it was an important conversation to have, and she was really open to a lot of stuff. I thought, obviously, abortion came up, and it was really weird that we agreed on all the details. She just couldn't, like, pull that trigger to be, like, pro-choice, and I'm like, it's okay. Actually, from the conversation, she may actually be pro-choice. She just doesn't like the label. So I don't know.
Wait, hold on. Was there a vote where Missing Maud voted you the winner?
I was voted the winner of the debate, 100%.
And Missing Maud voted?
She voted.
You won a debate. According to your opponent,
According
you
to
won
my
the
opponent,
debate.
I won the debate.
Yeah, I've seen that happen twice. One of them was Matt Dillahunty talking to, like, a dude who was, like, defending Satanism, and, like, after the opening statements, he was like, "Yeah, no, you make good points. I kind of agree with you now."
Oh, that's awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right. I don't think I have anything scheduled. Oh, I'm sorry. Yes.
If my understanding of how weeks work is correct, I should be on Kips for BSS on
Oh,
Saturday.
yes, that is supposed to happen. And so Kip will be happy to know that you will be there because we weren't sure how long you were going to be out of commission. But I'm like, I have a physicist on, I need you this week. And, I didn't know what you wanted to do next week.
Fair.
We'll talk. All right. But everybody in the chat, I expect to see all of you, every single one of you, back here next week. We're going to be talking about creationism again. And I know how you love that. So until next time, fuck ICE, abolish and prosecute.